Akira was just about to get to work when he stumbled upon a man eating a woman's flesh. When he realized what was going on, he quickly tried to escape from the zombies, worried that he might get marked late at work because of all these bothersome zombies. He went to the rooftop and jumped over a barricade to keep the zombies from reaching him. When he looked around and saw the whole city getting destroyed by the zombies, he screamed in happiness as he realized he didn't have to go to work that day. Akira remembered Otori and sent a message to his crush to check on her. He immediately received a reply from Otori, who asked him to go to her. A happy Akira used the pipes to go down, and on his down, he met a married couple hiding from the zombies in their own apartment. The couple asked him if he could them some supplies, and Akira happily agreed before leaving. Akira went to the location Otori told him about, and found a frightened Otori hiding from her now-turned-zombie boyfriend. Using the strength he gained from being a football player back in his school days, Akira protected Otori from the zombie, and when the zombie was down, Otori beat it down with a book before falling to the ground. It turned out that she had been bitten, and Akira watched as the girl he had feelings for turned into a zombie. Zombie Otori attacked Akira, who blocked her and pushed her down. Akira confessed her feelings to the zombie Otori before running out the room and closing the door. It was late at night when he got back home, holding a plastic bag of what the married couple asked him to bring. Akira was devastated when he saw the married couple's apartment thrashed, indicating that it had been raided by a zombie and the couple was nowhere to be seen anymore. Inside his room, Akira remembered what Otori told him about how they can't do all the things they desired to do because of how toxic their company is. That's when Akira got the idea of making a bucket list of everything he wanted to do before he eventually got bitten and turned into a zombie. For days, Akira happily did some of the things he listed, and for the first time since he started working in such a toxic company, Akira felt alive and his energetic self came back. One day, he went to a store to get the things he needed for his steak and was kicked down by a woman whose face was covered by a helmet. The woman took off her helmet, and Akira was enchanted as he watched her drink water. Akira then saw a man being chased by a zombie and went to help him, throwing things at the zombie and running back inside. The woman, named Shizuka, easily knocked the zombie down, and when another zombie came into the store, Shizuka just set an alarm and threw it behind her, making the zombie run towards the sound. Amazed by the woman's skills, Akira asked Shizuka to stay with him so they could protect each other. But Shizuka refused because she knew a guy like Akira would just bring her trouble, seeing as Akira risked both of their lives just to save a stranger. When he went back home, Akira saw a picture of him and his best friend, Kensho. Akira felt sad when he remembered how the two of them fought days before the zombie outbreak. He called Kensho's phone, afraid that his best friend might not answer and that he'd been turned into a flesh-eating monster. Akira was relieved when Kensho answered the phone. To save his best friend, Akira wore his football attire and went to where Kensho was. He saved his best friend, and the two of them went to a bar to drink beer together. Kensho read Akira's bucket list and tore up when he saw that one of Akira's bucket lists was to look for him and properly apologize for the fight. Akira was so happy when Kensho gave his support to his bucket list and even offered to do it with him. Akira informed Kensho about an aquarium called Marine Paradise Aquarium that he wanted to go to so he could get the shark suit he'd been wanting to have. The shark suit was a diving suit developed to protect the entire body from sharks, and Akira reasoned that for him to do one of his bucket lists, which is to become a hero that saves everyone, he would need a suit. It was childish, but Kensho, being the supportive best friend he is, happily agreed. They left the bar and found other survivors hiding from the zombies. Akira called for them and told them to get inside a store. When Akira saw Shizuka fighting off the zombies, he called for her and waited for her to get inside the store before they pulled down the doors. They stayed inside the store for a while, with Kensho flirting with the two flight attendants and Akira's cut from closing the doors being tended to by Shizuka, who wanted to be a doctor. But the other male survivor turned into a zombie and bit the two flight attendants. Akira, Shizuka, and Kensho escaped and used the RV vehicle to get to the aquarium. While Kensho was driving, Akira convinced Shizuka to team up with them, and using a wine that Shizuka really likes, Akira got Shizuka to agree to do his bucket list with them. The trio traveled together, stopping from time to time to check off Akira's bucket list, and had fun together. Shizuka gradually opened up as the three of them did all kinds of things together. And despite the danger the zombie outbreak brought, they shared the best moments together. The trio went to a hot spring, and there, Shizuka opened up about how thankful she was that Akira and Kensho saved her back in the store. With smiles on their faces, the trio forgot about the zombie outbreak and shared a bond that would last forever. The trio was back on their journey the next day, and they cheered when they saw that they had reached the Marine Paradise Aquarium. But then the RV drove over spikes that punctured the tires, and the trio fell unconscious due to the impact of the RV hitting the side road. When Akira woke up, he realized that the aquarium had turned into a camp for other survivors led by Akira's boss, Kosugi. Just like how he was in the toxic company, Akira yet again became the loyal and submissive dog to Kosugi, who was abusing the power he had over the other survivors. This angered Kensho, as he witnessed how Kosugi was treating his best friend like crap. But before he could go confront Kosugi, he was stopped by the married couple, who turned out to be alive and had been staying in the aquarium. The husband pleaded with Kensho not to do anything rash because if Kosugi got upset with them, the whole unit would get thrown out of the aquarium. Seeing as Kensho really wanted to leave the aquarium, the husband offered Kensho and Shizuka a secret way out. He led the duo to the parking lot, and Kensho fixed the RV's tires. After fixing it, Kensho went to get Akira so they could leave already, but Akira refused, wanting to stay in the aquarium as it was a lot safer there. Akira went back to work while Kensho and Shizuka stayed in the RV, trying to will themselves to leave without Akira. Shizuka noticed Akira's bucket list. She read the bucket list until she noticed something and went back to Akira with Kensho. Shizuka showed Akira the bucket list, specifically the part where Akira wrote down that he wanted a cross-country trip with Shizuka and Kensho. It was then that Akira was reminded of how alive he felt with his two best friends. Akira finally found the courage to go against Kusogi and leave the aquarium with Kensho and Shizuka. But before they could leave, survivors came running in, being chased by the zombies that got in. Kosugi pushed down his two loyal subordinates, using them as a shield while he ran away. Akira told the other survivors to run away while he went back to save his co-workers, and they ran to where the others were, with Kensho closing the doors before the zombies could get in. Kensho grabbed Kosugi's collar, angry that Kosugi just ran away like a coward after attempting to sacrifice two people to zombies. All of a sudden, a bitten great white shark jumped out of the water, and the survivors watched in fear as it grew zombie legs. The survivors ran away, and just like he did earlier, Kosugi tried to push his subordinate so he could run ahead. But then the zombie shark broke into the wall in front of them. And while the others managed to get into a room for safety, Kosugi was left outside, hiding beside a forklift truck. Kosugi tried to sneak away while the zombie shark was busy banging on the door that would lead to where the other survivors were. But then he accidentally made a sound, and the zombie shark diverted its attention to him. When they couldn't hear the zombie shark anymore, the survivors were relieved, but Akira was not, as he realized Kosugi was still out in danger. So, despite Kensho's disapproval, Akira wore the shark suit he'd been wanting to have and went out to save Kosugi. Akira fought against the zombie shark while Kosugi ran to a door, opening it despite Akira's warning and letting the zombies in. He ran away again but got cornered by the zombies. Meanwhile, Kensho used the forklift truck to save Akira from the zombie shark. Finally, out of the zombie shark's grip, Akira went to where Kosugi was and fought against the monsters. But he was pinned down and bitten. Fortunately, he was wearing the shark suit that protected his body from the zombies. Then Shizuka arrived with two megaphones playing loud music. She attracted the zombies' attention with them and threw the megaphones to different sides of the room as the zombies ran past her, jumping into the water. Kensho approached the duo and pointed at the zombie shark that was stuck in the hole in the wall. Kosugi called them and bragged about the zombie shark being a weakling and how he could have beat it up by himself if not for Akira coming. But his conceit was stopped by the zombie shark getting unstuck from the wall and hitting him, causing him to get thrown away, which rendered him unconscious. Akira ran to Kosugi, trying to wake his boss up before the zombie shark pounced on him. The shark suit was protecting Akira from getting bitten and losing a limb. But the shark was still a lot stronger than him, so Akira was being thrown around like a toy. With the zombie shark focused on Akira, Shizuka ran to get Kosugi's flashlight and took the batteries inside it. Kensho asked what she planned on doing with it, and Shizuka stated that they could use the batteries to hone in on the shark's weakness. Shizuka wrapped a piece of tape around the two batteries as she explained that sharks have an ultra-sensitive tool for detecting their prey inside their heads, and if they manage to send a jolt of electricity into the shark's head through its nose, they would be able to beat the shark. Since Akira was wearing a shark suit, he was the only one who could do it. But Akira was being thrown away by the shark and was unable to do anything, so Kensho screamed for the zombie shark's attention, and it turned to face him. Kensho hesitated to throw the batteries at Akira, remembering how he once failed as a football player. But Kensho gathered his courage and threw the batteries, which Akira successfully caught. Akira was happy that he caught it, but then he witnessed the zombie shark attacking Kensho, and his best friend fell to the ground. Akira was furious as he screamed and gripped the batteries, causing them to let out a spark. He jumped towards the shark at the same time the shark did and hit the shark on the nose with the batteries, electrifying the shark and killing it. Akira and Shizuka approached Kensho, afraid that they had really lost him. But Kensho opened his eyes and sat up, apologizing for pranking them by faking his death. The trio sat on the ground, happy and relieved that the fight was finally over. Later on, they went out of the aquarium with the other survivors. They went to the parking lot, and everyone was buzzing around as they all packed supplies for their journey. But the survivors' happy mood turned sour when they saw Kosugi approaching. Kosugi demanded that they stay and clean up the aquarium so they could rebuild their safe camp. But the survivors refused, having had enough of his cruelty when they witnessed how Kosugi almost got 2 people killed for his own safety. Kosugi screamed for their attention, but the survivors just ignored him and kept on packing up. After packing, the survivors all left together to find another safe place to stay, bidding farewell to the trio who were left in the parking lot with Kosugi. Kosugi approached the RV, trying to convince Akira to stay and team up with him. But Akira pointed at his 2 best friends and told Kosugi that he already had a team before driving away, leaving Kosugi alone to regret the selfish decisions he made. Meanwhile, Akira was complaining because he just lost his job by going against his boss, and his best friends laughed at him. Akira stopped the RV and pulled out his bucket list, urging his best friends to write down what they wanted to do. After the duo, Akira wrote down that he wanted to make being a hero his job. Kensho grabbed the bucket list to read it and stated that they would stay alive to do everything on the list. Akira started the engine again, screaming in happiness as he told his best friends to just stay happy and fight to complete their bucket list together. Akira drove away, and the RV got further and further away, indicating the new beginning of the trio's journey together.